Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and on with the program.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, headlines: Houston meteorite crash, AI generated music scheme, animal joyometer, Ecuadorian shark meat, and Chuck Norris. All this and maybe a little bit more here on my Inside and Out desktop broadcast. I am Jason, and thank you for coming aboard and watching today's program. Our first headline was what? I forget already. The Houston meteorite crash. That's correct. And let's go to that because that's pretty interesting because we just had that meteorite blow up last week in Ohio, but this one happened in Houston. NASA confirms meteor after residents report hearing thunder-like noises about the time the fireball was visible. Now, this happened This was reported on yesterday, on the 22nd. So this happened over the weekend. Check out this article. It is um, on theguardian.com. Uh, uh, but this picture here is not the meteorite that just happened in Houston. This is actually a couple fragments from what happened just last week in Ohio. So fire from the sky, things are falling all the time. I don't know where this one landed. Let's see. A suspected meteorite crashed into a home in a suburban Houston on Saturday night, according to local residents and officials. So it did. It hit a house, and I guess all they get to keep is maybe some rocks and debris from this thing, which I think is pretty wild. Let me go back to this one more time because I get looking at these rocks, and my daughter and I, we like to collect rocks and different things when we go out on outdoor adventures and stuff like that. And I don't know why I'm just so drawn to those. I like to have one. I think it's pretty cool. I think it'd be awesome to have a meteorite rock in your collection, you know, of memory stones. All right, the next headline is kind of upsetting for me because I love music. I've been playing music my whole life, and for something like this to happen really sucks. But a man pleads guilty to an $8 million AI generated music scheme. Now, this has been talked about for about the last week or so, but this particular one is on the or recorded future news. But there's been other reports about this. North Carolina man plead guilty to orchestrating a years long music streaming fraud scheme that used artificial intelligence and thousands of bot accounts to siphon more than 8 million in royalties. So the music business has been scammed once again. I don't know if anybody has been following me, but I always say the artists get hit first, and there's ever since music has switched over to digital, it's been very, very hard for an artist to survive. I mean, very hard. Especially trying to sell music, they have to be so creative in so many ways until they make it into that top group, But as music and art and all that stuff is just like any other thing. There's the 99% of the hard work never noticed, and then there's the 1% not, that has the opportunities to not quite stress out. So when you have so many artists out there that are, just trying to make ends meet, and then you got somebody out there that's robbing them of $8 million, or that could have been spread out. That's a bit of a bummer. That's a bit of a bummer to me. But let's go. Let's not get so depressed and complainy, and talk about joy. And this next headline is animal joyometer, and I'm waiting for my internet to pop up. Now this is courtesy of ScienceNews.org, and here's some pictures of some animals for you guys today. You know, you know how I am with pop-ups. But experience joy. We all know that. We all have pets. We all know about joy in animals. But scientists now want to measure it. Now, I'm not going to get deep into this article because it's actually a lengthy article because it's a collection of about three different species of animals but I encourage you to check it out. But I'm going to give you just a briefing on it. You know, basically, for years, we've always studied animals and used them in experiences to obviously help animals and humans as well. And most animal research has been done, unfortunately, with like negative environments or looking at distressed and things like that in hopes for humans to help out with things like depression and anxiety and, just they've always looked at it in kind of a negative way. But now here lately, they've been switching it to the other side, believing that there's much more importance to find out what they can actually record from animals from their joy. And animals do not express or what they put out from their joy and stress is different than us. They have to have special tools to truly measure. They don't want this just to be a guessing game. Like, does he like the ball? Yeah, he likes the ball. You know, they don't want it like that. They really really wanted to have all the tools to make it right. So it kind of reminds me of what was that movie, Monsters Inc. When they were scaring all the kids for a long time, trying to get some energy, and now they're like, hey, joy's even stronger. Let's switch to joy. So they're studying joy. We should all study joy. I mean, that should be, I mean, I don't know. But all right, let's get to the next story, which is about molecular technology. And this story is about sharks. It's about Ecuador and it's about food. Well, we have a modular technology reveals that shark meat is being sold is what's that, Corvina in Ecuador. Basically, they have found up to 47% of the samples collected from various markets contain shark meat. Um, that kind of exposes uh, the fish market down there, and it sucks for them to for everybody to know that everybody's just basically eating sharks that's been branded. But it's kind of cool that we have the technology now, almost like a handheld diamond tester. That people can just click on some hunk of meat or some leftovers and go, okay, this is this, and this. That's pretty wild to me. Um, Check out this article. There's more like this online. I think this is just the most recent one. Uh, um, and See what you guys think. Reporting our weather here today, here in Exmoor, Virginia, March 23rd, 2026. Could be pretty exciting with 63 degrees, but it's going to be mostly cloudy. So it's going to be kind of like of a blanket holding in all yesterday's heat in there a little bit. But that blanket must have some holes in it because it's going to drop down to 37 tonight and only get up to 45 tomorrow. But that's what we have to look forward to. Now, this last story is kind of upsetting for me. I just found out about this late last night, and it's a bit of a bummer because it's, part of Chuck Norris. He has been a part of pretty much my whole life. For everybody my age, we grew up with this man, and it's very, very sad to see him go. We thought he was a man of invincibility, um, but we still believe, you know, we still do. We're gonna miss you, and very, very bummed to hear this news over the weekend. I hope everybody has a good day today, and try to stay away from the negative and focus on that positive. Think about that joy meter, and let's just get out there and have some fun. All right, I'll talk with you guys soon. Thank you.